morning, everybody. Welcome to the Drive with John program. Thanks for tuning in on the radio, and maybe you're watching on YouTube Live or on ActonTV. This is the weekly program that we've been doing for quite a while now. Drive with John was formerly a in-person meeting at the Senior Center that I would do every month, and I would spend time with seniors and give a little updates on town business, and then understand any questions that they have. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do that in person for quite a while, but we have been doing this on a regular basis, and we've gotten some great responses from the community, and we hope to continue doing it. And as always, if you do have questions that you want us to ask or our distinguished guests to answer during this period, you can call in at 978-929-6611. You may also send an email to manager@actonma.gov, and if we get it before the show's over, we'll answer it, and we appreciate your interest. So we have a good lineup of speakers today with some interesting perspectives on what's happening in the community. As always, I want to just give a few brief updates of where we are in town. Big news, there's an election. The primary is September 1st, and early voting for that election starts Saturday the 22nd, and that will be at the town hall. The hours are posted on our website, but it's Saturday, Sunday, and then you can early vote all the way through Friday of that week at the town hall. So masks are required, and you have to be registered to vote, of course. And if you don't make it to early voting, the election will be at RJ Gray on the 1st. Mail-in voting is still available. If you fill out the application, please contact the clerk's office if you need information about that. Town meeting, we had a great town meeting, a very successful town meeting at the end of June. The Board of Selectmen just this past week have called a special town meeting to occur on September 8th. That will be at 6 o'clock at the same location as the last town meeting. It will be an inside and an outside meeting to allow for people to sit where they feel safest. There will be 8 or possibly 9 articles on that warrant. One of them will be acquisition of an open space parcel off Piper Lane. The board, another item will be changing the name of the Board of Selectmen to Select Board. And there are a few other articles that will be discussed that were held over from the last town meeting. One article of interest is the Small Business Grant Program, a program that we've been working on for a few months, and it requires town meeting authorization to allow us to fund the small business grant. So that will also be before the town. So stay tuned to our website. We'll be doing some pre-recorded videos and presentations on the town meeting articles like we did last time. And we look forward to your interest and any questions that you have. Another exciting development this week from the Board of Selectmen is yesterday they met in a workshop and established a charge for the Diversity Commission, a newly formed commission, to look at the issues of racial justice and inequality and issues as it relates to the town of Acton in our community, with a goal of hearing from residents, understanding their experiences, and hearing from town departments and various other folks to understand what things we need to be doing differently to help people feel more welcome in this town. So if you're interested in participating in that commission, we'll be publishing information about how to apply to be on it on our website, so please stay tuned. Other items, I hope you're following our social media channels or subscribing to our newsflash, because we've been pushing out information on a regular basis. One item that we've been broadcasting we used to do it daily, and now we're doing it more weekly, is an update on COVID-19 and what our cases look like and any new information. There's a large amount of information available on the state website, and they just recently created a new map which shows cases per town, so I'd encourage you to check that out. But we do have Sheryl Ball, our public health director, here this morning to talk to us a little bit more about what's happening with COVID-19 and other things in her office. Sheryl, good morning.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Thanks, John. So the numbers effective today, so August 14th, are 187 cumulative cases, 2 actively in isolation, 164 recovered, and unfortunately 21 fatalities. So it's helpful to point out that these numbers have stayed fairly stable in the last, couple weeks. So that's good. And I'm pleased with those numbers. I would like to see them down to 0. But I feel like we're working really hard to get the education out and let you all know what's going on. So with that being said, the state has announced this week that they're going to be releasing additional data on Wednesdays. And this data is being released to target additional resources and implement community specific strategies to help stop the spread of the virus. The new data that the state is releasing is based on average daily cases per 100,000 residents, the percent of positivity, and the total case counts over the last 2 weeks. So Acton currently is showing as an unshaded community, which is great. That means that we have fewer than 5 total cases over the past 14 days. I do want to encourage you all that you continue to be vigilant. Don't let your guard down. We need to all do our part to reduce the transmission of this virus. And we do appreciate the efforts that you've done so far. And we urge you to keep up the good work. Please follow social protocol, social distancing, wear a face covering when you're in public, wash your hands, and stay away from large gatherings. The other part that the state did update this past week is he has reduced the outdoor gathering order, which was effective on the 11th of August, from 100 to 50, and indoor gatherings are limited to 25 people. Both of these orders apply to both public and private property. In addition, face coverings are required when more than 10 people from different households are gathering. As you've seen in the news, there's been some larger private parties, whether that be for graduation or birthday parties. So again, we're recommending you stay away from those and don't hold those. Hopefully we'll be in a point soon, and probably next year at this point, but where we can get back to doing those things that we all love and spending time with family and friends. I can't stress enough how important it is to remain vigilant and don't let your guard down. So that's all I have. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheryl, and thank you for all your work over the last few months. I know it's been a huge effort from you and your staff to not just help understand the trends locally, but also to help keep our business community and our residents informed of the different rules that have been changing weekly. I know you've been doing a lot of great work in that area, and I appreciate it. You mentioned connections and spending time with family and friends, and that's one of the hardest things about this pandemic is that we have a whole operation designed to help create connections with our senior community, and it's been disrupted in a big way over the last few months, and Sharon's been doing her best, and her team's been doing a great job of trying to find innovative ways to connect with seniors and allow seniors to connect with each other, and this program is an example of one of those. But Sharon, what else is new in the Senior Center, Council on Aging?
Mm-hmm.
All right, go ahead, sorry.
All right, that's okay. Hi, thanks. So we've been doing a lot of virtual and drive-through activities just to, again, be vigilant and try to keep our seniors safe. Yesterday we did a drive-through shredding event and had over 100 people come through, so that was fabulous. It was really nice to see a lot of our folks that we haven't seen for a while. We had the National Honor Society students from Acton Boxborough help unload the shredding materials from folks' trunks, so people stayed in their cars. That was great. Monday, our Veteran Service Officer, James McCrae, usually does a monthly breakfast at the Senior Center that is extremely popular because he's a great cook. So again, thinking out of the box, we decided to do a drive-through brunch. So that will be Monday. We do require you to sign up ahead of time. So if you haven't done so and you're interested, please call the Senior Center at 978-929-6651. And what you'll do is just drive through the circle. We'll have prepackaged meals and we'll put them in your car, again, keeping you safe. Reminder for folks, if you received fuel assistance last year, The reapplications have gone out into the mail, so some of our folks are getting them already. If you're interested in reapplying for fuel assistance, the instructions come in that packet that you've received. If you need assistance, please call us. We can help you make copies or look over to make sure you're including all the paperwork you need. New clients for fuel assistance, your season will open up November 1st, so applications for you will be available usually the end of October. But for those folks that were on it last year and would like to continue, look for your reapplication in the mail, and the sooner you get it in, the better. That way you're processed and in the system and ready to go come November 1st. On Facebook, we're having people share what you've been doing. So I know myself, pandemic, your whole life has been turned around, but I think we're all finding different ways to, different outlets to keep ourselves busy and creative. So we've had some great, somebody sent us an origami cactus bowl that they made out of paper. It was wild. So send in your pictures. We'd like to see what you've been doing and keep creating. It really is good for your mental health. Let's see. And just a reminder that we do have students that are available to walk you through over the phone for technical help. So we are doing more Zoom programs. A lot of them are also aired on ActonTV, which has been a fabulous resource for us. But if you think you want to try Zoom, you're a little nervous about it, give us a call. We'll match you up with a student and they can talk you through things over the phone. And we also have friendly phone calls. So if you're feeling that you just need somebody new to talk to, give us a call and we'll match you up either with a staff, a volunteer, or a student, just to check in and hear from somebody else's side of the world. So that's it for me today. Thanks, John.
Thank you, Sharon. Thanks for the updates and thanks for all your work over there. We appreciate it.
Thanks.
So you mentioned Facebook and how you're trying to find ways to connect with seniors through Facebook. And we've been doing a lot with social media in the community. The Acton Fire Department recently started Instagram, and actually this past week they launched their Twitter account. So hopefully if you're on those channels, you're following the fire department account. Another department that's done a lot of great work with social media this year is our West Acton Citizens Library. Jennifer Friedman, the director, is here this morning. She launched all kinds of social media efforts earlier this year, and so she'll tell us about that and some of the other exciting things that are happening in West Acton. Jennifer, good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me this morning too. It's good to see. Good to see you all. I am excited to be here and tell you a little bit about the West Acton Library and what's going on here right now. We did earlier this year launch a Facebook page, an Instagram account, and a Twitter account. Our Facebook page is the most active because right now that's the one I'm most comfortable with, but I'm getting used to the Instagram and trying to put more stuff up there too. Right now at the library, we are offering curbside pickup as far as books go. We have lots of books and our DVD collection is circulating and we are open for curbside pickup. We also do home deliveries in town, and I want people to know that that if for whatever reason you can't come to the library to pick up books, we will drop them off to you. And what you need to do is either give me a call here at the library or go on the website, actoncitizenslibrary.org, and shoot an email over. And we can work out. You can search our catalog online, or you can call and ask me if I have a book. We want to get the books out there to the public, and we will bring them to you if you can't come and pick them up yourself. So if that's a service that's of interest to you, please reach out and let me know. The other thing that's going on here at the library this summer is the Friends of the Acton Libraries have just instituted a roll up and drop off program. So we have been getting calls. Apparently during the quarantine, many of you cleaned out your houses and have boxes of books to donate and are trying to figure out how to get them to the libraries so that they can go into our book sales when we can safely have book sales again. The Friends of the Acton Libraries have stepped up, and they're doing collection here in West Acton at the Windsor Building, which is directly across the street from the Citizens Library. You can put all of your boxes of books in the back of your car and drive right up. You make an appointment. They usually come for 2 hours, and they have an appointment every 15 minutes. You don't have to get out of your car at all. All you have to do is pop the trunk or the hatch, and people will come and empty the boxes of books out of the back of your car. They then stay in the Windsor Building for a 3-day waiting period, and then get taken over to Memorial Library to be added to the book sale inventory over there. So that service is now being made available here at the West Acton Library. I'm not sure what else to say, but please do call and let me know if what books you'd like and how we can get them to you.
Jennifer, what's the number over there?
The number is 978-929-6654, and we're open Tuesday through Friday. We're doing curbside pickup Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, as well as home delivery on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. So from 9:30 to 5.
Thanks for the updates. Anything interesting happening on the exterior over there?
Oh, I almost forgot. Yes, the building is, as we speak, being scrubbed and scraped and painted. The building is almost 200 years old, so it needs a little TLC, and it is in the process of being painted right now. So we are very excited about that. It will look brand new pretty soon.
Is it going to look like the portrait behind you?
Right behind me, yes. It actually will look just like that. That was painted shortly after it was painted. That was painted shortly after the building was painted about 12 years ago.
So for our radio viewers or listeners, it's going to stay the same color, yellow.
Yes. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, well, thanks for the updates, and nice to see you this morning.
Good to see you too.
Our next guest is Donna Bottari from the Food Pantry. Food security has been an issue nationally and certainly locally for a long time, but in particular during the pandemic. And Donna and her team have been working with other community partners to provide great services to our residents. And we're excited to have Donna here this morning to talk more about that. Donna, welcome.
Thank you, John. Hi, everybody. I just wanted to be sure everybody knows that the pantry has remained open throughout this whole pandemic situation. We've kept our usual hours of Wednesday from 10 in the morning until 7 at night, and Thursday just in the morning from 9:30 to 11:30. We're open every week except for the week that has the fourth Wednesday of every month. I know that's a very odd and confusing thing, but it's just been traditionally how we've done it, and we need that extra week to stock back up after giving out so much food the previous few weeks. So it helps us in that way. So I wanted to be sure everybody knows it's open. We're doing things very differently as everyone else is. We are doing a drive-through pantry. We just form a circle of cars out in our parking lot, and people stay in their cars. A volunteer will come out, stand outside the car, and ask questions. So you still get a choice of what food you want and you prefer. We have a list that we put together every week. It varies a little bit from week to week, but it always has shelf-stable items, dairy products, fresh produce, meats, and usually we have breads also. So we ask you what items you need this week. You bring the sheet inside. A different volunteer group that's inside will put together your order and then bring it out to your car and put it in your trunk. So you stay in your car your whole time. It's perfectly safe. All of our volunteers wear gloves and face coverings. They are staying 6 feet away from each other, and I am asking them not to come if they travel to any of the hot spots around the country during the summer time. So we're doing our best to keep everybody safe here and all of our clients as well. Also wanted to be sure everybody knew that we are still collecting donations. Similar to the libraries, we're holding them in a certain part of our pantry for 3 days before they're touched and before they're put back into circulation to keep everybody safe that way. We need food donations, we need financial donations, of course, and we also need brown paper grocery bag donations. So that's a new thing that maybe hasn't gotten out to people before. To go back a little bit, I forgot to mention that the other change we made is that we are not registering clients anymore. Anyone who's in need of food for any reason, just drive through. We ask a couple small questions. We ask how many people are in your household, what town you live in, and a name, just so we can track how many times you come each month, because I have to report those numbers to Greater Boston Food Bank. But we don't ask for proof of income, proof of residence, none of that anymore. It's a very quick and easy process. So I think it's reduced the barriers for a lot of people. We've seen a lot of new clients come through this way. It's made it a lot easier for people. So I think that's a good thing that's come out of this, even though it's harder because we don't get to have the face-to-face communication with clients anymore. All right, so what's new? We're hoping to continue this way through the summer, through the beginning of the fall at least. I'm not sure what's going to happen in winter yet. That's a hard thing to think about, how we'll do this outdoor pantry in the winter, but I'm working on it. The one thing, if people want to contribute some way, we're doing a fundraiser because our usual spring fundraiser was canceled, the Chef's Challenge. Our fundraiser this year is called the Ride for Food, and that is totally virtual, where you can do whatever activity you like to do in your own place, in your own time, as long as it's done before the end date, which is October 4th. And you can raise money, and that money will come to the food pantry. We will be open, same hours, continuing on as long as we can. And we expect to have enough volunteers to keep running. But if people are interested, I can always answer emails or phone calls from people who are looking to volunteer. I think that's everything I have to say.
Thank you. So if someone wanted to drop off some food in some paper bags, what's the easiest way to do it?
The easiest way to do it is if you can do it on Tuesdays between 10 and 1. I'm always here for people to drop things off. It's all done outside, also no contact. You come up, pull up to our front doors, open your trunk, and I'll come out, or a volunteer will come out and take them out of your trunk and bring them inside. So again, no contact.
Honk the horn or something?
I have a window right here that I can usually see out when someone pulls up, but if I'm for some reason not next to the pantry, you can call or honk the horn or knock on the door.
And can you remind us of the address?
Yes, good question. Thank you. 235 Summer Road in Boxborough. We're in Building 1, and our entrance is around the back of the building.
So how do you get there? I'm not familiar with that location.
It's right at the intersection of Summer Road and Flag Hill Road. So you can get there from Route 111 is the easiest way. There's two different ways you can get there. If you're coming from Acton, you could take Arlington Street to Willow Street and then to Summer Street and Acton. And Summer Street and Acton turns into Summer Road in Boxborough, just over the line. It's pretty easy. I don't know. Does that help you?
I don't get around that much. So what are the top 3 items that you need? The 3 most highly desired items?
Those are good questions also. Cereal is always a big need here, and spaghetti sauce. And next after that, I would have to say toilet paper, which I know is not a food item, but is very much needed also. Okay,
great. Well, that's a very helpful information, and appreciate you joining us this morning on 94.9 FM and also YouTube and ActonTV. This is the Job with John program. We're at the point in our program now where we've heard from guests, and we're asking for any questions from the public. Let me just check the phone lines here, see what's happening at the phone bank, see how many questions we have rolling in. It looks pretty light this morning, but I'm sure, I think it's probably a test because of all the great information that you put out. maybe there aren't any questions because it was so well delivered. So thank you to our guests for that information. And if there are questions that people come up with afterwards, please feel free to email my office and we will get back to you. So that will wrap up our August 14th version of Java with John. We will be back again next week, and we look forward to seeing you all then. Thank you. Thanks to our guests.